Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another instant deck tech and standard. It's fresh and new right now, thanks to the huge BNR update like a week ago now, and people are trying some ridiculous things, and today we have a crazy infamous small Japanese tournament deck. This is 5-color Offspring's Revenge for standard, and Offspring's Revenge is one of those cards you just couldn't play into Fairyland because it just gets bounced every single time. It's so rough, but now you can actually have Offspring's Revenge sit on the battlefield, hopefully generate some value by reanimating things every single turn. And this one comes to us from Nishida Yashiru, who took it to a top 8 finish in a very small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Nishida on a really sweet deck. So anyway, let's talk 5-color Offspring's Revenge for standard, starting with our namesake card, Offspring's Revenge. So Offspring's Revenge, it's kind of like a mini God Pharaoh's Gift. 5 mana at the beginning of combat on your turn. You get to exile a red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard, and you get a token copy of it as a 1/1 with haste. So obviously, Offspring's Revenge, on one hand, it's like free reanimation every turn. On the other hand, it is restricted. You only get 1/1 versions of the creature, so you're not going to get big stompy creatures, which means you need to rely more on combat damage triggers, enter the battlefield triggers to get value. Plus, it is restricted to red, white, and black creatures, but this is the card that our deck is built around. We got a ton of sweet things to get back with Offspring's Revenge. So first, for Offspring's Revenge to be good, we need to fill the graveyard, and for this we have a couple of options. Two of our best options are the Royal Scions and Narset of the Ancient Way, which are both powerful planeswalkers in their own right. More importantly, Royal Scions lets us loot with its +1 draw and discard. Narset of the Ancient Way with a -2 can discard a card, deal a bunch of damage to kill something. So not only do these cards just generate sweet planeswalker value, draw us cards, etc., 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 but they also stock our graveyard for Offspring's Revenge. We have a couple of creatures that can get the job done as well. Raveler, when it comes into play, we can discard a card, draw a card. If we manage to spectacle it, it gets even better. Tomebound Lich, again, enters the battlefield, we get to loot, plus death-touching, lifelinking body against aggro, and since Tomebound Lich is a black creature and Raveler is a red creature, we can also get them back with Offspring's Revenge for even more graveyard filling later in the game. So that is our graveyard stocking plan. What are we getting back with Offspring's Revenge? And the answer here is we have a ridiculously motley crew of creatures, mostly with enter the battlefield triggers. So one of our big hits with Offspring's Revenge is Garuda, Doom of the Depths. So Garuda is actually really sweet in this deck. When it comes into play, we get to mill for and reanimate something with an even converted mana cost. So even though Garuda's going to be a 1/1, it can theoretically come along with something pretty big, like a Massacre Worm or Harmonious Archon, although kind of awkwardly, we're not a mostly even CMC deck. This is actually the only expensive even CMC cards that we have in our entire build, although they are good ones. Massacre Worm, even if it's a 1/1, still can wrath away our opponent's board, deal some damage. Harmonious Archon is actually super cute with Offspring's Revenge because it makes all of our non-Archon creatures 3/3s, so that means all of our 1/1s from Offspring's Revenge actually get a little bit bigger and could actually deal more damage. Then we have a small Kalia package. So Kalia Zeta Seeker happens to be reanimatable by Offspring's Revenge actually 3 times over. It's red, white, and black. When it comes into play, we get to grab a Angel, Demon, and or Dragon from our top 6 cards. So even as a 1/1, it can generate card advantage, and we happen to have some demons and some dragons in our deck. So when it comes into play, we can snag a Garuda maybe. We have Drakuseth, Terror of the Peaks, which Drakuseth seems great in this deck. Even as a 1/1, and especially scary with haste, Drakuseth still gets that attack trigger to wipe out a bunch of our opponent's stuff, deal some damage. So one of our best creatures to get back with Offspring's Revenge. Terror of the Peaks, kind of awkward. I feel like Terror of the Peaks is at its best if we're hard casting it, because remember, it triggers equal to the power of our creatures. So let's say we have a Terror of the Peaks and we start getting back things with Offspring's Revenge. It's actually not that frightening because it's 1/1, so it's only 1 damage with Terror of the Peaks. On the other hand, if we get down to Terror of the Peaks and like hard cast a Garuda and hit something else with it, that could just be a lethal amount of damage by itself. We also have Dream Trawler, which as a 1/1, still draws us cards, still has lifelink, gets bigger as we draw cards. And then Nethroi, I think, is best if we are mutating it, kind of a backup reanimation spell, although we can get it back as a Death Touch lifelinker if we need to. So that is our ridiculously motley crew of creatures. We also have Birth of Meletis, just to slow things down in the early game, hit our land drops, put up some defense, gain some life, and one Elspeth Conquers Death as removal and more reanimation. And that is essentially the deck. Mana base wise, we're kind of Triome Tribal to make the mana work, some shock lands, couple of interplanar beacons for our Planeswalkers. As far as the sideboard, we get some more good hits for Offspring's Revenge, more Massacre Warbs for creature decks. Drakuseth also really good against creature decks, being able to shoot them down. Villas probably at its best against control, drawing us a bunch of cards, giving us some card advantage. Another Tomebound Lich for lifelink and defense against aggro. A ton of sweepers, Teferi Clariots, and Extinction Event. Elspeth Conquer decks for bigger things. Unmoored Ego, I guess for... I'm not even sure what you get with Unmoored Ego anymore, but getting rid of whatever happens to be annoying you, a little bit worse now that we're out of Wilderness Reclamation range, but still can be powerful, especially in combo-style matchups. And that is the ridiculousness, the absurdity of 5-color Offspring's Revenge for Standard. And that's been our Instant Deck Tag for today. So thanks for watching, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.